Well, good morning, welcome to Chasing Chunks TV. I'm Johnny Tosh and welcome to Butterley Pool in Staffordshire. Now, Butterley Pool is an exclusive day ticket water run by Dave Bailey Fisheries, and if you want to find any further information about this lake or on how to book on here, then I'll leave all the links in the description below. Now, these sort of lakes are becoming very popular these days because they're bridging the gap between a day ticket water and also a syndicate water. Now, when I say that, basically anybody as a party can book on, but you're also getting the experience of a syndicate water that you know people next to you ain't going to be casting over you, and you're going to be getting a little bit more better experience from your trip out and your fishing session. So I'm on for a 48-hour session. I was told about this pool probably about last year when Dave told me that he had a project going on this pool, and I asked him at the time whether I could get booked on pretty early and do a little bit of a video blog. And true to form, I'm here today, I'm booked on, and I'm with Andy Woodland, who's already rushed off to the swim to stitch it up, and I'm just going to slot into another swim, which is Horseshoe, which to be fair was my first choice. So yeah, he's let me go into the swim that I wanted. We've already seen a few fizzers, few activity of fish. Dave's stocked this lake with some really scaly fish, and there's also some original fish to catch as well. So I'm really eager to get set up, and I'll pick the camera up and hopefully bring the experience that you're going to see when you come down to this lake, and hopefully I can bring across how it feels to be here, and you know, if you want to book on here, then you can get a little bit more better insight to the lake. So I'll see you on my swim, which is going to be Horseshoe, which has got a big vast bit of water in front of me to fish at. So I'm going to load the barra and I'll pick up the camera a little bit later when I'm settled in and I've got the house up. So let's get fishing, really excited. So just unpacked the barra. What a view for the next 48 hours. You just will not believe how quiet it is down here. There's no tractor noise, there's no road noise. The only thing you can hear is the birds. It is absolutely superb. And look at that I've got to fish as well. Now, the reason why I decided to choose this swim is we've seen a little bit of activity down this side of the lake this morning. I chose to go in here, and Andy is just down the channel in another swim down to the right hand side. The places I'm going to be targeting is places that I think that the carp will patrol, and definitely they'll get towards that feature over on the opposite bank. Overhanging tree. Fish are always drawn to that sort of area just to hold up, and that's where I'm going to probably put me rods, spread them across that outer boundary a little bit later on. So yeah, really nice. We've got a nice oncoming wind which is pushing and trickling in here. It's looking good, let me tell you. So without further ado, I'm going to get these rods in and settle in. So yeah, see you in a bit, guys. So I've had 10 minutes of casting around. I've saved you all that boring stuff of trying to find a clear spot, but I've managed to find an area probably the size of a bin lid over on that opposite margin by that tree. And let me just show you this. So there is a little bit of Canadian weed around it, but just in one particular area I can put a solid bag, and I know that I'm getting some sort of presentation out there.
dunk right there. So if I just draw it back, there you go, that's quite clear. So that is good for a solid bag. So I'm going to clip that up, I'm going to put a solid bag out there, and that will be my middle rod for the time that I'm here. As you can see, that lead's come back pretty clear. So that is my first spot. The other spots, I'll probably just put one out, a couple of wraps out, just where I seen that fizzing this morning, and I've just got to have an investigation over on this left hand margin to try and find a spot over there. But I'm really pleased with that area, so let's get a rod over there. So that's the solid bag that's going out. It's pretty heavy, weighs in at 4.5 ounce, and I know that that's going to get down onto the lake bed. If there is a little bit of low-lying weed out there, I know that that's going to fold that weed down, and I know it's going to get where it's got to go. Inside there is micro pellets, a white wafter, and also a little bit of triple S liquid to draw them fish down if they're passing over the top. So let's get this out on the spot, and then hopefully I can get it out first time, because I don't really want to be putting out too many solid bags. And right on cue, you got the Canadian geese out there come to sit on the spot every single time, isn't it? Right, come on, look at them. Just waiting for them to clear the area, and I certainly don't want to, so unfortunately for them, I'm going to have to make this cast. A little bit over to the right to where I would have liked it, but I know that that solid bag's going to get down there, so I'm going to leave that for the time being. Well, that's the first rod done. Right, let's get this other rod out and let's see if we can find an area on this left hand margin.
So 12 o'clock, the rods are out, the house is up, and I'm just winding into the session for the next 40 plus hours. We don't know when these bites are going to come, whether it's going to be an early morning water, whether you're going to get bites throughout the day, or whether you're going to get bites throughout the night. At the moment, everything's a guess. The lake's not been fished that much to start to build the puzzle blocks, as in regards to what works on here, what's going to get you bites, when them bites are going to come. It's all a guessing game at the moment, and I think that's what's so exciting about this trip out. Now, I did get the drone up, and it would be rude not to have a look and see where them fish was. And it seems like a majority of the fish are down to the right in front of Andy. So there's quite a few carp out there, and just bringing the drone down over this area, I've seen one or two fish. One was just sat just off this bush here. So there is fish down here. We are on the right side of the lake because the swims behind us. I only seen about one or two fish down there. Not saying they won't get down there, but at the moment, with them fish in front of Andy and a couple of fish in front of me, there's always a chance that, you know, you've got to get on them first before you get a bite, and we're definitely on them. So confidence is building, but as I said, we've got to wait to see when them bites come. Now, as regards for presentation, there is a bit of Canadian weed in here, nothing too bad. I've definitely fished a lot of waters that have lots more Canadian in here. I think Dave's as well has treated the lake and dyed it, so he's going to be on top of that as well. But if I was fishing here, and as I am today, solid bags are the way to go, and probably a good spread of boilies around it as well, just to get them fish down in that weed. I wouldn't use a chod in here just because of the way that that weed grows. There's always a chance that the line will get felled up on the way down, and it'll mess up your presentation with the chod. If you're going to be using small bags, then I would definitely target the central part of the lake, open water, because it is less weedy out there. But big solid bag will definitely get through the weed column. But you know, for me on here, it's definitely putting your rigs inside that bag, and they'll definitely get down to the bottom of the lake. I've always said, don't worry about weed, then fish will find your bait. I remember fishing Western, which was like top to bottom full of weed, and there used to be guys that just used to throw rigs in it, and then fish still found them. Make sure you bring some PVA foam if you're just fishing like a lead type system, and that's just to put round the hook for when you're casting. But apart from that, it's not bad at all. It's very fishable, and it's very nice indeed. Weed is not a bad thing. So I'm going to sit back, chill out, get the kettle on, and I'll speak to you a little bit later. Ta-ra for now. So you join me back at 5 o'clock on the evening. Time has literally gone like that. It is true what they say, time flies when you're having fun, and being in this swim and being so peaceful, it only feels like I've been here for half an hour. As for the fishing, we've had this wind pushing and pushing to the corner to where I've been fishing. I've watched them roll like I've just seen now, but they just don't seem to want to be getting on the feed at the moment. We've catapulted some mixers over the top of them, and they're just not interested. I think we've got to wait for this pressure to drop, wait for this sunlight to fade a little bit, and I think we're going to go into the night or first thing in the morning. I think them are going to be the times when you're going to get a bite on here. So with that, I'm going to be reeling in the next half an hour. Me and Andy are going to meet up halfway in between our swims, get the barbecue on, have some good food, and have a little bit of a social. And I'll get them rods out a little bit later on, around about 8 o'clock this evening. And that's the beauty of Butterley Pool, is that you're fishing off an island. You're all relatively close to each other. You can all meet up, you can have a bit of a social. It's not like fishing from the outer banks where you're all spread around. Being in a central location, all close to each other, it makes that experience of a social even more better. So if you've got 4 guys that want to book on here, then, you know, and you want a social, this pool definitely caters for that. So with that, I'm going to get these rods reeled in, get round, have something to eat, and I'll pick the camera up a little bit later and obviously log off for this evening. But yeah, it's just a waiting game at the moment, but enjoying myself 100% down here. It's absolutely beautiful. Catch you later.
That's getting on the cold, isn't it? That is on the menu tonight, guys.
For starters.
The starters, Cobb BBQ, which are absolutely superb. If you're thinking about having a barbecue on the bank, these are them, because look, you can touch the outside, it's not warm at all, you're not going to burn yourself, you're not going to burn the fishery floor, and yeah, get a whole barbecue there for some bankside grub.
They are white. Yeah, underneath, not the fucking top ones. Yeah, you'd be fucking lonesome by yourself, wouldn't you? Yeah. Take that tray out. Put your barbecue thing in. Put the Cobb briquette in there. Put the roast. Put the disc you've got. Put that on the top. Then you put the roasting tray on there, and it's got an upright stand. Then you put in the chicken. I'm just hoping I've got the extension ring. I'm just hoping I can close the lid. If not,
It's just that you want to cook a chicken, isn't it?
you put a couple of jacket spuds in tin foil around it. The briquette works for 2 hours, so I mean, it's within heat within 5 minutes. So I've even got a thermometer so we don't kill ourselves.
Well, 8 o'clock on the evening, 3 rods have just been cast out onto them areas that I found earlier this morning. 3 fresh bags, and we are fishing once again. Obviously I brought them in just to go around and have a little bit of a social with Andy and have a bite to eat. So just as a precaution, because I'm fishing in and around them bushes, I'd rather just bring them in than risk them fish running into the them areas and having difficulty getting them out. So if I was going to go around there, then either you're going to bring your rods in or just throw out into open water, you know, that you've got time to get back on the rods. So I think when we're going to get a bite out of here is first thing in the morning. Fishing in and around them weed beds is going to be pretty uncomfortable during the night for them fish. If you didn't know, weed beds and weed tend to draw in oxygen during the night and then pump it out in the morning. So carp being in them weed beds during the night, I've found that they seem to push out into open water, but I have got that covered because I've just put a rod down in a little bit of a deeper trench that goes down into open water, and there's no weed down there at all, so I've just basically just flicked it out, and that rod's there for if them fish do push out. But first thing in the morning, I think we're going to definitely intercept one if they're out there. So I'm going to enjoy the evening. I'll leave the cameras rolling. You can enjoy the evening down here at Butterley Pool, and hopefully I'll see you in the morning, if not sooner. Good night, guys. Well, good morning. That is a smashed up rig, and unfortunately this morning There wasn't a fish on the end of it. About 3:30 this morning, received a take on the left hand rod over towards the bush on the left hand side. Pulled into a fish, played it for about a minute, just pulling it in, and it managed to find a weed bed. So slowly kept pulling it back. Big ball of weed come in, netted a big ball of weed, and unfortunately there wasn't a fish in it. Gutted. I've not been able to put it back out because we've got a thick mist out there. It is absolutely freezing, and I'm just waiting for the light just to come up so I can see where I'm casting to. So I am a little bit gutted, but I'm going to take something away that I've got a bite, and maybe next time, if there is a next time, we'll get that fish in. Right, cup of tea time. Let's wait for this sun to come up. Get this rod out. Well, good morning. It is absolutely freezing this morning. I'm not too sure what it is at the moment with me booking on lakes with minus conditions, but that's what we had last night, and all my bivvy is frozen over and all my kits as well. However, we have got that sun starting to beat down. It's lifted up that freezing fog and it's starting to shine and warm up over on the opposite bank to where I'm fishing, so that can only be a positive thing. I've just given Andy a call, who's in the swim next door, as I said. He's not had anything through the night, so he's definitely carp 1, tosh 0. So I'm hoping we can even up that score today and get us a fish on the bank. So I'm going to enjoy the morning. It's so peaceful down here, and you just don't hear anything apart from the birds singing, and it is a very, very pleasurable place to be down here. It's just so peaceful and quiet. I know I keep saying it, but it really is. When you're actually in this swim and in the swims, you actually feel like you are with nature, and you're just sitting right in the middle of the birds singing and the nature just doing its thing. I've seen so many different birds this morning just doing their thing. It's just absolutely beautiful. So kettle's going to be on, gonna have my breakfast, and hopefully I'll enjoy the morning, and we'll enjoy the morning together, and yeah, I'll catch you a little bit later. Ta-da, guys.
putting some cobble in.
Why?
He starts going around that island.
But you'll be fine.
This is where you lose them.
Yes. You're not even out. Come on, Andy. Yeah, all right, mate. Just come on, bring it to me. Bring it to me. Yes, Andy. Yes. Wow, what a result. Skills, skills.
We're not going to blank.
Right,
He wants plenty of fight.
I'm going to go and get the other camera. Turn this off. Well done, mate. Here comes Andy to save the day.
That's spoiling.
Well, the fish have finally turned up, and Andy has got his first fish of the trip to save the video blog. Nice young fish there, one for the future, most definitely. Well done, bud.
Cheers.
We do some
Few more
graphs.
to come.
Well, hopefully there is. Back into the blue lagoon.
Looks so cool when it's blue like that.
Stitch me up on the swim again, ain't you, Andy? I'll only let you go in here because you rushed off to go and grab your swim.
Oh, John, which swim would you want to go in? I'm going in horseshoe because the wind's blowing down, that's where all the fish are. Because I've already preempted it with a drone flight to double, triple check it before I got on the lake.
Didn't I say I wanted this swim?
No, you didn't.
I don't know whether you even got it. Did I even get a choice?
John, you had the first choice.
Get out of
your
it.
blog.
I think we should swap. I'm allowed to move.
I think the second word's off.
To be fair, this could be a double swim. Couldn't he? You could fish over there. And I'll
yeah,
fish.
I'm going to fish there, and you can fish there.
No.
You might as well stay where you are.
You fish on that there, over there, and I'll fish down towards the ongoing wind where all the fish are.
And there were last night up your end, you mean?
Mate, there was just milling around up my end. There was down here. Mate, the rolling, showing, literally so active down here. I've not seen it for the past 36 hours, in all honesty. Anyway, let's get back to the cooking. Wow, we've only gone and done it. Look at that, man. Them done.
That one's lovely. That one's still a bit hard. That one's.
You know what? That smells absolutely gorgeous, man.
That one's done a treat.
That's definitely a winner when the chicken dinner's, eh?
Let's give that a try.
We've only gone and done it. Only gone and cooked a chicken on the bank, a full chicken. That ain't a bad thing. Au revoir. Right, we're going to have a chicken dinner now, and I'll see you back at the swim when I'm putting the rods out for the evening. So from me and that lucky bugger, ta-da. So it's come to that time again. The evening is here and I need to log off and get myself settled into the bivvy. Really frustrating day today. Not really had too many fish in front of me today. With that wind that was pushing in here yesterday, brought them fish there.
but unfortunately they just didn't seem to want to be able to get their heads down and start feeding. There was more about milling around on top. But today the wind's turned round, we've had a little bit more better weather conditions for fishing, and Andy is definitely capitalised on that. So nice young fish that Andy's caught. You know, this is going to be the one of the younger fish that's in here at the moment. There's plenty bigger to catch, but it just shows you the sort of stamp of fish that's going to be coming through in here. So hopefully when this wind dies down, these fish may move around a little bit. We're expected a bit of rain tonight, so I can just feel it in the air now. And yeah, I'll join you in the morning if I get a fish, or in the night with a bit of luck if I do. So good night for now, and yeah, I'll see you bright and early in the morning. Good night, guys. Well, good morning. I'm up, out and blanking, and it's looking like that loss yesterday is going to be a very expensive one indeed. Really quiet last night. In fact, you could hear the pin drop down here, and as you can hear, it's really quiet down here this morning. I've not heard any fish bosh out. The only thing I can hear is the rain hitting the top of the bivvy, which it's been doing since 3 o'clock, and we've been having the drum band in. But yeah, just to dampen that mood as well, we're going to be having a wet pack down this morning. But while them rods are in, I always say there's always that chance, and just that one bite could just turn that session around, and it could come anytime. But you've just got to be down here just to enjoy the environment and just enjoy being out on the banks. And catching is not always everything. There's more to fishing, as we all know, than just catching fish. It is nice when it comes, but it's just about being surrounded in this with the woodland and just being close to nature. That's what carp fishing is all about. Let's be honest, the carp is a bonus. But Andy, boom, come good last night. You know, he had fish in front of him, he persevered, and he got the reward. And yeah, another one, well, one for the video blog. He's always welcome. So I'm going to start to have a little bit of a slow pack down, shelter under the bivvy for a bit, and enjoy the rest of the couple of hours we've got down here at Butterley Pool. See you in a bit, guys.
I don't think he realises he's really hooked at the moment. I think he's just having him weak. Got a kick earlier, but there's nothing there now, I don't think. Jogged off on the way.
No, it's still there. It's behind it. It's still there.
I know.
No, no, do you want to go do it?
Kidding, now he wants to take us. Hang on.
I know. Yes! Put the rod down.
Scaly banger.
Yes.
Hold it, Andy. Good skills, good skills.
I'm watching in camera, mate. I zoomed in. If I'd left it in wide, that look, Jana.
Well, it's come to that time again when I need to bring these rods in and get back off home. I've had a wonderful time down here at Butterley Pool, and being able just to get away from work, get down here, kick back, relax and spend it in a place like this is all that you want as a carp angler. And though I blanked, my good friend Andy, team effort, whoop whoop whoop, bish bash bosh, caught 2 lovely young fish. And hopefully, you know, next time when I'm out, I may be able to catch a couple. So if you like these type of videos, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow my channel. We've got lots going on. And if you want to find anything out about Butterley Pool or Dave Bailey Fisheries, all them links will be in the description below to the website as well. So yeah, this place is only going to go from strength to strength. And yeah, hopefully, maybe I'll be able to book on again a little bit later on and end that blank. So from me, it's a bish bash bosh. Keep it tosh, wet nets, tight lines. See you on my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.